Hey guys, welcome back. We're gonna talk about Fina and Dark Fina New Vision Awakened. Let's go. So their overview here is Fina and Dark Fina are magical damage dealers who specialize in Earth element. They get a huge boost in their 7-star abilities when awakened to NV. Their Brave Shift form can amplify the party's Earth, physical and magic damage and imperil Earth by 130. So what are the base form's strengths? So they can equip staves, rods, bows, whips, and maces, and hats, clothes, and robes. Fina and Dark Fina gets a huge modifier boost to their 7-star skills when awakened to New Vision. They also gain another Earth Magic skill that increases LB damage by 150. So that skill is called Earth Whip. Fina and Dark Fina, level 5. Earth Magic damage 57 to all enemies, increase LB damage 150% for 2 turns to caster. Can't be dispelled, Stardust Ray, Chaining Family. And the passive that increases their mods is called A Deep Connection, level 5, increases static mag by 150, increase modifier 18, Abyssal Slash, Glaring Earth, Shining Arrow, increase modifier 32, Ruinous Disaster. So their hardest hitting skills are their Earth SR Chains, so I'm just going to talk about the Earth attacks here. Ruinous Disaster gets a huge modifier boost of 32. So Ruinous Disaster is on a 2-turn cooldown, available on turn 2. Earth Magic damage 24, so that's 24 plus 32. To one enemy, increase modifier 11 for 4 turns to caster, Abyssal Slash, Glaring Earth, and Shining Arrow. Autocast after 2 turns, increase modifier 17 for 1 turn to Ruinous Disaster. Also Stardust Ray, Chaining Family. And the Glaring Earth, which is their other Earth skill. Earth Magic damage 22.5 plus 18 times mod to 1 enemy. Increase LB gauge 3 to 4 to caster, also Stardust Ray. They also gain a skill that unlocks their triple cast. They had trouble keeping their triple cast up pre-NVA. This skill solves the issue. It also buffs their mag and spirit by 250. So it's called the Magia Guard, level 5. It's a static ability, so both forms have access to the skill. Increase mag and spirit 250 for 4 turns to caster. Enable skill for 5 turns to caster. Magic Triality, that's their triple cast. They don't. So what are the weaknesses for the base form? They don't have Chaos Wave Awaken chains, which most magic attackers have. Instead, they have Stardust Ray chains that physical attackers have. It's going to be difficult finding non-duplicate chaining partners for them. It's a bigger problem in Dark Visions where duplicate and companion units are not allowed. Where magic and physical damage are both effective, Infernal Fire Rain, NV in his base form has Earth SR skills, and Onion Knight Raffia NV are great chaining partners. Also, they don't have the 6 times chain modifier cap, but they should be built through dual wield. We'll get to that later. So how do we build them? They have cap magic true dual wield passive at 200 without any equipment, so they're fairly easy to build. You don't need any true dual wield equipment on them because they're already capped out. However, they don't have the 6 times chain modifier cap to take advantage of the 200% true dual wield. Alright, so makes it easy to equip. They can have more slots for killers. Also, they can reach as high as 200% mag when equipped with a rod and a whip. Dark Damatine and Dark Empress Birch are great equips for them. Also, to top it off, equip Mobius Ring, their TMR, to activate their Trust passive of 50% mag. So looking at the list, they will have 200% mag. If you equip a Rod and Whip, you get more modifier boosts in their passive. Also LB damage 100%, static mag of 150, a bunch of counters to magic and physical attacks. Also resistant to earth 30%, light dark resistance also 30%. completely immune to charm, confuse, petrify, and silence, and they have innate dual wielding, which is good. LB gauge for 4 per turn, LB gauge fill rate 100%, and lastly MP refresh 70%. They also have fairly decent defensive stats. Alright, so here's the sample rotation for the base form. Turn 1, we buff magic 250%. We unlock the triple cast, increase modifiers to our abilities using resonating power. Then empower Earth by 120% using Nemesis Whip Crack, and proceed to attack casting your Ruinous Disaster as soon as it comes off cooldown. So Ruinous Disaster adds modifiers to Glaring Earth, so make sure you use it before Glaring Earth. Also use it as soon as it comes off cooldown, so every 2 turns use it before using Glaring Earth. Otherwise, that's the rotation. Their damage is pretty mediocre, but they also have support and healing skills in their base form, notably in Trust, so you can fill somebody else's LB gauge. And they also have the basic healing kit of Fina and dual cast native. Alright, so Brave Ship form strength, it's available from turn 1, duration is infinite, so you can stay NBS form infinitely. Cooldown to normal is 1 turn, cooldown to Brave Shifts is 2 turn. They can equip the same things as the base form. In Brave Shift form, they swap Azure chains for Absolute Mirror of Equity chains. They have Earth and Light attacks, although Earth is still their most damaging skill, similar to their base form. They can also boost Earth, physical, and magic damage to allies. So that's an Earth physical magic amp. First skill is Earth Arrow level 5. Earth magic damage 72 times to 1 enemy, Absolute Mirror of Equity. And the light attack is Gleaming Arrow, Fina, and Dark Fina. Light magic damage 54 to 1 enemy, Absolute Mirror of Equity. And their Earth amp skill is called the Earth Veil. We can only use this once per battle. Increase LB gauge 34 to caster. Increase Earth physical and magic damage 20% for 4 turns to all allies. Alright, so this is quite unique. The only unit that has this Earth amp is Shoreline, Fina, Daisy, and Fina, and it's only accessible in their Brave Shift form also. So that's native natural NV. The only other unit is Fina and Dark Fina, which is an NV awakened unit. They can imperil Earth by 130 via their LB. It has a triple AMOH frame, so you can chain it with a triple AMOH chainer or weave it in a chain. They can be built for LB damage as well. They have 100% LB passive and an active LB buff of 150 from their base form. So their LB is called the Earth Judgment, max level 30. 24 hits, cost 34 crest. So it's an Earth magic damage 88 times to 1 enemy. Increase Earth resistance 130 for 4 turns to 1 enemy. It's quite unique. Only Kryla BS has the 130 imperil. And also Kryla is a holiday unit. Limited. So the only way you can get Earth imperil 130 is through Fina and Dark Fina NV for now. Next is Together Like This. Increase LB gauge 2 per turn, increase LB damage 100%. And we talked about this earlier. Earth Whip, Fina and Dark Fina also increases LB damage 150 for 2 turns to caster. Alright, so let's talk about their passives. They still have the 200% Magic True Dual Wield and Innate Dual Wield. Max mag of 250 this time when equipped with Rod and Whip and their TMR or SCMR. So we need to equip the Rod and Whip, their Trust passives. We need to equip the Mobius Ring or their SCMR. They still have good bit of Spirit there. Spirit 90, HP 40, Defense 20. You can equip them Magic through Double Hand if you want. They have Innate 100%. Also static mag of 300, static spirit 100, also increases LB damage 100%, same resistances, same status element resistances, and still has the innate dual wielding. Alright, so what are the weaknesses for BS form? They still don't have the 6 times chain modifier cap to take advantage of their magic true dual wield maxed out. No triple cast on turn 1. Base form has double cast. No means to buff LB damage in shift form, so you have to do the LB damage buff in base form and then shift to their other form. LB damage buff in base form only lasts for 2 turns, so there's not enough time to fill your LB gauge using the skill in the Brave Shift form plus the Earth Amplify skill and base form and then LB. That would take 3 turns. By that time, the LB buff has worn off. It only lasts 2 turns. Turn you cast it, the next turn. Alright, so sample rotation for this. Turn 1, we stay in base form for 1 turn. We unlock the triple cast using Magia Guard, and then we imperil Earth using the Nemesis Whip Crack. Nemesis Whip Crack also buffs Reaper and Undug Killer by 100% in base form for self. Alright, and then shift on turn 2, cast your Earth Veil. So it fills LB gauge, and you also cast 2 casts of Earth Arrow, which is WAMOE. Third turn, you LB for the 130% Earth Imperil and 88 mod on the LB. Since they have innate 100%, we multiply that by 2, so that's 176. And then proceed to use your Earth chaining skills. So Earth Arrow, and then refresh your triple cast on the succeeding turns. So pretty easy rotation there. Not really complicated. Alright, so BS form. How do you build the BS form? Same as the base form. So final thoughts on Fina and Dark Fina. In both forms, they are very easy to gear since they have capped magic true dual wield. So even without any equipment, it is easy to cap mag as well if you equip them with a rod and a whip, which leaves room for more killers. Fortunately, they don't have the 6 times chain modifier cap. Their base form has a lot of support and healing skills in addition to dealing damage. They can entrust, heal, buff Reaper, and Demon Killer to self. Mastermind Son can spread those if you don't have a better source of those killers. Going to be difficult finding a chaining partner for them. The newly awakened Infernal Fire Rain can chain with them on stages where physical and magic attacks are both effective. The shift form has a very easy rotation. They have 2 rare abilities in their 130 Earth Imperil that only they and Kryla Brave Shift can do. And their 20% Earth and physical magic damage boost to all allies. Only Shoreline Fina and Daisy Brave Shift form can do a better Earth Amp at 25%. So overall, they will have their niche use against Reaper and Demon enemies that are weak to Earth. I looked at the Future Dark Visions. There's a Dark Diablos in Future Dark Visions that is weak to magical Earth and is a demon. Although I think we'll have better units by then. But I'll think about you, Fina and Dark Fina, while I'm fighting Dark Diablos. So if you need a 130 Earth Imperil and 20% Earth Amp on your team, consider awakening them to NV and subsequently to EX1. So they're not really a must-have for now, but keep that in mind that they have the rare skills 130 Earth Imperil and 20% Earth Amp for your team. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe, like, and click on the notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos on the channel. Thanks for the support. Almost at 1,000 here and almost gonna be a YouTube partner. So keep on watching, guys. Keep on liking, keep on subscribing, and see you next time. Bye-bye.